now gold is not in her.
My lord.
Send word to Rome that our attack will begin immediately. Let them come! Yeah!
Defeat the enemy army or capture the settlement to claim victory.
Your orders! Men of Italia! Equites!
I am ready.
Your orders!
Come, soldiers! Draw your weapons! Raise a clamor and let the townsfolk know that Salernum gains its freedom this day! Now advance!
You do not have to order each unit individually, Commander. Group the army in a structured formation if it pleases you, or assign a portion of it to a subordinate.
Levy! Your orders! Ready and waiting! Proud Romans all! Melee troops awaiting orders! You command!
Let them go, my soldiers! Let them run back to their mountain hideaways and prepare their barricades. They have felt the strength of Rome, and will feel it again when we come for Rutulas. Speak your mind.
The recruits will begin their training immediately. The new recruits have joined our army and are ready to be tested in battle. It will be a while before the Samnites arrive. We should take advantage of the delay and seek to further their training. More avenues of research and training will become available as our expertise improves.
Their light troops will not outrun a horse, no matter how little armor they bear. The barracks in Capua will permit the recruitment of cavalrymen, but it remains damaged from the recent siege. By repairing it and recruiting cavalry, we will give ourselves a powerful advantage.
Repairs on the barracks are underway. Put the laborers of Capua to another task. A workshop near the front line would be useful. This would supply and maintain quality armor for our men. Excellent.
Pick up your weapons, men. The enemy are upon us. 100 denarii to the man who brings me the enemy general's sash. To battle!
Hi there, and welcome to Galactic Civilizations 3. I'm Adam Buesner with Stardock, showing off a dramatically sped up and mashed together playthrough of our early access alpha version that we're launching on Steam later this week. Galactic Civilizations 3 is the next installment in one of the highest rated strategy series of all time. We've got many of the original developers back on the team, and we're making the game we've always wanted to make. So you can see me here moving through the early game, scouting and colonizing and spreading my Altarians like a snooty space play. My survey ship is tearing across the galaxy with my racial speed bonus, which gets me a bunch more cash and bonus research and even a few free ships by beating my opponents to the anomalies that are scattered around. And now we've skipped past a bunch of building up of my fleets, not because it isn't fun, but because showing off my blitzkrieg conquest of the galaxy is way more dramatic. My war fleets are obliterating enemy starships and defenses, while my transports follow up with invasions of their colonies. Painting the galaxy blue is amusing, but it's also worth talking about what I'm not showing in this video. Diplomacy is a huge part of the game, but it's not implemented yet for Alpha.
High expectations. Creative Assembly's series has always had a flavor for great historical battles and absorbing campaigns, and Empire Total War is no different. There are a few rough spots in the game, but overall Total War is an amazing success. In case you're not familiar with these games, Total War is a fusion of Civilization-style overworld empire management and large-scale real-time battles. So one moment you're setting up and governing local policy, and another moment you're leading the charge as the battlefield commander. Empire takes the series to the battlegrounds of the 18th century. As you've undoubtedly seen already, the presentation is fantastic. There's a new Road to Independence campaign that will ease you back into the game. It has more limited, scripted objectives, so you can get a handle on the basic concepts. The storytelling in these sequences is excellent, and there's really an emotional link to directing the birth of the nation.
Tonight, we fight for freedom.
The Grand Campaign is much wider in scope, and in it you'll get a chance to lead one of the main European powers of the 18th century. Each nation has its own unique starting situation and victory conditions, and you can scale these back for shorter games, but you should note that it can take multiple days to actually finish a game of Empire Total War. Fans like me wouldn't have it any other way. The cinematic brilliance of the series is also still intact. Little details such as the soldier animations are spot on, and everything has a very realistic feel to it. The brutality and panache of the time period are very well represented, and the naval battles are just stunning. But it's probably the gameplay changes that you want to know most about. The strategic mode is actually more complex now, but not in a way that bogs down the experience. Each territory has a single regional capital, which can be upgraded with barracks or what have you. However, there are also outlying towns that can specialize in certain things like fishing or trade. As the region develops, new towns will spring up, and these can also be upgraded. To further complicate things, these towns and territories can be attacked, which will then affect your overall economy and production. Thankfully, a lot of this new management stuff is very streamlined. It's easy to recognize when something can be improved, and you can scroll through all your territories and upgrade them at once. Likewise, things like trade, tax management, and diplomacy have also been simplified. The AI handles the management of trade after you make a trading agreement, taxes are controlled by a single slider, and all diplomacy is controlled through a single interface. No more pesky merchants or diplomats to deal with in this one. There are some issues with diplomacy, though. Nations tend to hate you when you're doing well, and it becomes pretty hard to make friends as you progress in the game. Also, the AI never really seems to come back with counterproposals to rejected offers, so you really don't have any idea what they're looking for to seal a deal. Military
Medieval 2 challenges you to take control of one of 17 great kingdoms and lead it through 5 centuries of medieval conflict to total domination. Build massive castles, develop vast cities, and control your economy and your people. Raise huge armies and lead them to war. Fight spectacular, real-time battles on massive, realistic battlefields. To achieve victory, you will use diplomacy and trade. Make deals, forge alliances, build monopolies, buy, sell, and betray. You will encounter religion and power. Spread your faith. Deal with heresy. Elect the Pope. Start crusades. Develop your technology. Conquer a vast empire. Encounter other civilizations. And discover the new world. Conquer the Grand Campaign. Or fight historical battles. Create your own custom battles. Or battle your friends online. This is an age of darkness. This is Medieval 2 Total War.
Going to show you their new built-in, I don't know, tip system. I can't remember the name of the system, but it's actually quite nice to get some help as you go. So start of the game, 1444 is the default start. I believe this is set right at the end of the last crusade, and I may be misremembering on that. You'll see that the world is considerably different. Even if we go and pan over to North America, you can see that, of course, it has been quite colonized at that point. This game, if you're new to the EU as opposed to Crusader Kings, then the big difference is that this deals with nations as opposed to people. And as the game progresses, one of the major themes, or two of the major themes that really start to kick into play is religion, specifically the Reformation of the Catholic Church, and of course colonialism. So I'm going to go ahead with the 1444 start, and I don't know, there's a lot of, I was asked on Twitter what people would like to see me play, and personally I have actually been having great fun playing some more Muscovy, which is the country that I played in the multiplayer event that Paradox put on in Stockholm earlier this year, where I participated and played against the devs, and it was a lot of fun. But a lot of people wanted to see me look at England again, so I figured, what the hell, let's go and do that. If you don't know, every country is basically playable, and they are all they're not all balanced to be the same. Some countries are much easier than others, and that's by design. If you're taking on a powerhouse like France or England or Castile or something, you're set to be super dominant in the world. But you can take these little one province minor nations and try to make something. It makes me anxious because you're not really in a position to win it. Now, of course, historically, you do lose it, so I guess that's okay. But it makes me feel all just weird and anxious about it. And I guess I should just accept the fact that I probably won't get to hold on to my holdings here or here. I probably have to give them up to France. I'm at war with kind of all of them here. Armagnac, Auvergne, Bourbonnais, Foix, Orléans, Provence. So they're all at war against me, and I currently do not have an ally. So, although we can bring one in just a minute. Just out of curiosity, is there any chance they'd be willing to take any kind of peace treaty, like, right off? No. Oh, if I offered them two provinces, that would actually be enough, which is kind of interesting. Because